Alrighty. Good evening. Welcome to Tuesday night live sessions, little AMA session. And I'm laughing because as I started this, there's a delay in what you see to what I'm sharing. So I was doing, I've had a bunch of shows. My voice has been tired, and I've been taking the time to do a bunch of funny exercises. So it was me uh, on the screen as I started this with my tongue out, and like, oh, just having a bit of a nice stretch. Being like, cool. So, hello, welcome to Tuesday. Feel free to say hi in the chat. I realize um, I just put up the live session now, so some of you wouldn't have been aware, apart from the fact that I'm gonna say every Tuesday. It's not officially every Tuesday, simply because every now and then something's come up. Uh, Gigs will take priority over me doing this, but it's nice to connect online. And I thought tonight, depending on who jumps on, I've revamped the pedal board a little bit, done a bit of tweaking, nothing too serious. I added in a harmony pedal, but it is very funny because it means my layout in front of me is a little bit different, and I've noticed that I have muscle memory still trained to the old board. Um, as simple as deleting a loop that's moved, a little control trigger that I have, and it's funny noticing I automatically go to where it was. So a little bit of a little bit of time practicing to get that familiar. But we're all set up. There's gear if you want to go through things. We can play. We can build some loops. We can have a bit of fun. If you want to, and otherwise just checking in, saying hi. There's a few requests in the background that have come through, which I think for a bunch of them I will send you an email, just because it might not be the best option for me to do on here. Hey Grimsh, good morning. How's it going? Welcome to Tuesday. Had to think about it for a moment there. um, yeah, look, just jumping in. I have the board set up, so if there's stuff people want to like curiosity about how I build things, or if we want to have a bit of play, we can do that. Um, yeah, as I was just saying, I've had a busy weekend of shows, which has been great. Um, but yeah, it's nice to it's nice to jump back on. I feel like things are pretty chaotic in my world at the moment, but in a good way. So yeah, just learning a bunch of songs, bunch of shows coming up. Playing with, interestingly, I am playing with a little Kiwi song that I just started learning. That it's it's based around two chords, and it's actually more challenging. It's more challenging to make it engaging, make it interesting, um, with only two chords. I'm genuinely finding this more of a challenge than a song that has some changes that I have to adapt. Michael, hey, how's it going? Got to see one of these live. Welcome along. I'm live. It's real. Cheers for joining. I Yeah, look, maybe if you've obviously got questions, let me know. But maybe we'll just put down the basics of this tune, and I'll have a laugh. I'll share with you at the moment. Um, yeah, the challenge is having two chords that just repeat. Um, it's sort of like the song has a lot of changes to bass lines, um, but the fundamental groove overall stays the same. But I haven't come across this before in looping, where I'm like, I literally want to keep this, and I actually just want to switch bass lines. So my brain is literally, again, I'm on the RC300 still, so I've got three tracks. I've got undos and things like that I can use to change things up. But my brain's like, oh, what's gonna be the best here? Do I put do I just have most of the song on this? Maybe this is what happens. I'm talking it through as I'm here, but do I just have most of the song on track 1, and literally track 2 is one bass line, track 3 is another bass line, so I can switch between those, or another option, again, one of the bass lines is going to be super cruisy for me to play and sing, so I could play that live, become the bass player, and then the other, I could have 2 separate bass lines. So it's like, cheers, Grimsh. It's been interesting because I'm doing a lot of shows and things are hectic at the moment. Part of me feels like, man, I haven't shared a lot of videos on the channel, which I just haven't been editing a lot, because I've been playing a lot and rehearsing for shows. But part of me is like, okay, I'm gonna turn up and like, what are we gonna chat about? You know, what's happening? But yeah, I'll be here on a Tuesday night hanging out. So appreciate you dropping in, Robert. Welcome along. From Cape Town. Your son lives in Muriwai. That's awesome. Super close. Yeah, I'm in Auckland, which honestly means I'm overdue for a surf out at Muriwai. Yeah, Michael, how you going with the 300? I know we chatted briefly, and yeah, super. I can, like, honestly, I have stoke factor for you going from a single looper to the 300. So look, let's noodle a little bit with this song, and maybe collectively, yeah, we'll come up with some solutions. So if I was just doing this on a one track looper, I'm like, it would kind of be easy. It would solve a lot of my problems in a funny way, because there's just not going to be any changes. I'm going to build the loop, and then and then I'm going to just sing over it, probably stop the loop to have a breakdown. But yeah. So what I have been doing is just building this on one track, because it's all the same, then I can add things to it, right? And that's pretty much, I'm like, that could be my track if I want it. There is a nice little melody part in this as well, so let's put that on another track. Actually, we'll harmonize it. hang on. So this is what you can see. This gets repetitive, right? Oh. Also, just, this might be my new favorite comment, Robert. I have It looks like to me I have a granddaughter and an RC3. Like, life is complete. No, you have a Kiwi granddaughter. David from Tucson, how's it going, man? I love that you joined. Okay, so I can put these in a little thing. Now that can come in and out. That can nicely. So that's on its own track. The trouble I have is this bass line just keeps cruising the whole way through, right? So and ooh, I was gonna say I can undo the bass line, but I can't because I put that groove on the same track. So this is my challenge. Do I keep things separate? I might just put. I could build all of that on another track actually with a different bass line. And treat it a little bit like verse. Ooh. Verse, chorus. Also, I didn't notice. Just general banter and chat. This is a condenser mic, an Aston Origin. I love the mic, especially vocals with this, so I use it. Hey everybody. Dallas, so yeah. Morning, how's it going? But I hear so much acoustic sound through this that that's with a little overdrive on. The difference being if I mute the mic, you can hear quite clearly the difference between acoustic and overdrive. So acoustic first. It's subtle, but a noticeable little difference. So anyway, what were we doing? What happened was, if you've just joined, by the way, I'm talking a little bit about feel free to fire questions in. I'm talking a little bit about the fun of making. This is a loop that has two chords. It's an A minor and a D minor, essentially, with this nice kind of G7 flavor, I guess, over the D minor from time to time. Everybody go yeah in yeah? Is yeah in German just ja? Sorry, it's my total ignorance. I have no idea. Anyway, the reason for this was, this is my fundamental loop. But it doesn't change. I'm like, how can I create variation? How can I make this interesting? There's some other parts that I can pull in and out. So it's kind of cool. But after a while, the thing that's driving it is just the same. So I'm like, I want to switch. The groove's going to stay the same, the chord's going to stay the same, but I want to switch the bass line. So I can build the whole thing again. In fact, let's just ditch that. Because, sorry, a few tangents. We're ditching that because I had the overdrive on. So let's now create the same thing, but with a different bass line. Oh yeah. Also, for those of you that are wondering, this is what happens. You can hear this is not locked into a groove. It's not tight at all. And it makes it so hard to then play over top of it and try and rein it back in to that nice groove. Whereas if I add this, we're like nicely locked in. So this is the fail of looping when you're like, if you've started something and you're like, okay, it still has to somehow groove. Okay, here we go. Or not. Oh, there you go. Beautiful times. It hurts. It hurts. But now I can if I want. I can switch between the two things, so it's options. It's options. It's one of the things. This is often why I will start with a part. And again, I'm learning this. I definitely haven't locked in there. So I'm really feeling it. It's my brain thinking about it rather than just grooving and playing, which shows in the loop the difference between. In fact, here's a good example. This is the difference between. This is what I've practiced so far, right? Cool, we're grooving. It feels nice. We can like. We can play in it. It's cool. It's groovy. This one that I haven't practiced, the bass line number 2, if you like it. Just not locked in. The groove's not quite there. It works. It's alright. It's just not quite. I feel like my if I was to play lead now, I have to compensate and try and really keep it grooving. Just doesn't it works and it's fine. It's just instead of flowing into like having fun and noodling, it's like I'm kind of in this push and pull thing. Yeah, more the Texan thing. The Texan thing? Texan. Yeah. Okay, oops. Sorry. I should have read the oops at the same time. This is giving me ideas for The Lunatics Are Taking Over the Asylum. It's another 2-chord song, so totally get wanting to change up the bass lines for variety. Yeah, look, there's The fun thing is, part of this, me doing this on stream, is, uh, it's, is me also running through ideas, right? As I'm speaking, I'm like, oh, actually, maybe I could do this. There's other songs where I build a verse and a chorus and keep the groove on a track. So I could just do that. And then I could use... So there's my 3 tracks, right? For those of you that are on the RC300, track 1 would be my rhythm groove. It stays there the whole time. It means so long as that's locked in nicely, it'll be easier, nicer to play the other parts to that groove. Build the track. Track 2 would be bass line 1 with the guitar, little skank. Happening. And track 3 would be bass line 2 with that. So then the next thing will be is how do I get this over it? So what I can do is use an undo and a redo. So and then just choose whether that's gonna join in with whichever bass line. But it starts getting complicated all of a sudden, and if I am gonna do this, what I'll set up, I use assigns quite a lot to make my life easier, and I would set up an assign that starts and stops track 2 and 3. So what happens is that one assign starts track 2 and 3, and so if they're both stopped, they'll both start together. But on the RC300, if one is playing, then what it does is it stops that one and it starts the other one. So it's literally like a verse-chorus switch effect, which is awesome. So cool, that's one. That means I can switch between those parts with just one pedal rather than like stop, start sort of stuff. And then the second assign I would do is I would assign the undo. And it'd be like undo track 2. I'd assign it to a pedal so that I can push it. It happens instantaneously, which again, not required. You can hold the pedal down, but with doing that, there's room for mistakes. Also, you have to work out when you want it to stop and hold that pedal down in advance. Same for when you want it to come back in. It's just so much nicer to assign it to a pedal. Boom, it comes in. Awesome. So, did that all make sense? I hope that all made sense. This is a little bit how my brain works. I was thinking through all the tools available to me and trying to map how can I create and where can I put these things to have them all work. So Jashon Lucius, hey man, receiving my RC500 in 2 weeks. Nice. I'm in Kenya. I also use the Boss ME50 multi-effect. What are your advice to a beginner on looping like me? Jashon, my advice would be, more than anything, play and have fun. Play and have fun. Play and have fun. One thing that is really good is find someone that uses the same loop pedal. So find someone that's using, say, an RC500, and try and learn. Pick a YouTube video. Try and learn what they do, so that you can copy it. So that you're playing the same parts. And through that process, your brain will work out like, hey, hang on, how's he getting that part? Or she's got like bass, in there. So that's a really, really good thing to do. I've been thinking about doing it as a community challenge in the Facebook group actually, which I think we'll all gain a lot from, is picking a loop artist, picking a song, picking a YouTube video and going, right, let's learn this and try and work out what are the parts this person's playing, what are the parts this person's doing. because then that's how I get inside someone else's looping brain, if that makes sense. Copying and putting those parts together. So, Shanhun, I hope that's useful. Perhaps some ideas for you. And then, yeah, it means also you're looking at what parts they put in terms of the dynamic. Is that the word I want to use? The dynamic of it? Not the dynamic, the mix, shall we say. Like, have they got a bass part? Have they got, some chords or something filling in? Have they got something over the top of it, whether it's chords or a little riff? Yeah. Michael, hello from Van, WA. Where is Van, WA? You're going to have to help me out. Is that like Vancouver? But then WA makes me think of Western Australia because that's a lot closer, but I'm guessing you're not in Western Australia. Maybe you are in Western Australia. Maybe you're just in a van. But hey, thanks for tuning in. Second baseline sounds a bit like Feel Good. That would be, that's a cool tune. Grimsh, what is your challenge? Let me know. Michael, totally makes sense. Gonna have to delve into assigning stuff and possibly extra external pedals. Yeah, look, the extra pedals are super useful, but you can assign if you're not using the effects of the RC300, you can assign that, and even if you are using it, you can assign it in the meantime so that you can play around with, like, how does this actually work? Is this going to be useful? Or save one of your settings, if you're using the effects, save it for that, and then in a different memory slot, have that set up so that you can use the loop effects button as an assign, as a control pedal. Michael, Washington. What's Washington? What's Van? I'm learning world geography as we go. Van. I got nothing, man. Oh, hang on. Washington, but not DC Washington? Is that what we're talking about? I'll slowly get there. Jashon, yeah, come hang in the Facebook group. I think we'll put up some little challenge for curiosity in there after me actually voicing it tonight. It's been on my mind for a while, so. Oh, Grimsh. Great tune. How Deep Is Your Love? So many changes in there. With loads of 7 and 16 chords, absolutely can't figure out a proper way to loop it. So that might be a challenge. Yeah. I'm really curious now. You know what's gonna happen after this is I'm gonna go and I don't play the song, but I have to go and have a listen and be like, where are we gonna chop things up? Concerning the bass line, instead of playing the bass note on the root, sometimes I'm playing the chord on the 1 and the bass on the 2. Just in terms of timing. So, Michael, thanks for your perseverance. We got there. Vancouver, Washington, USA. Hello, how's it going? Welcome along to the stream. Okay, I'm gonna remember Michael McCabe from Vancouver, Washington, USA. next time you're on, I'm gonna be like, before you can say anything, I'm gonna welcome. Well, actually, I wouldn't know you're on. Welcome. I'd like to like to do a shout out to everyone here from Vancouver, Washington, USA. Steve, welcome along. Watching from the Philippines. Are we busking in 1 hour? What's your advice for me in creating layers using TC Helicon Play Acoustic? Yeah, cool. It's a question that I get a bunch in terms of either from people asking me about getting a good mix in their loops. So it's not all it's not like 4 guitarists strumming the same things, which just provides like this wall of sound. So getting a balance, and we talked about it. I run through my philosophy on this in the looping workshop that we did. So that will happen again at some point, and we'll go into it in more details. But fundamentally, you've got, let's say you've got 2 options. You've got the musical range from your bass to your treble, if we put it like that. So think about like, okay, if we've got a bass line that sits here, I don't want 2 bass lines, alright? If we're playing guitar chords, that's going to sit roughly in the middle. Now, if we play guitar chords, we can still put things in here, but now we've got volume to, if you think of like a painting, let's say this is, actually I'm gonna use the sky. You can have the sky. It's full. It's blue. It's colored. There's something there. But you can have a sun in there. But the sun doesn't take up the whole space as well, right? So if we use this, the chords are filling up the background. So that's this range. We've got the bass. We've got that kick drum that sits down there with the bass as well, and we've got some space in the middle for decoration. So if I was to sit that can still sit in the mix quite subtly. We could also have just something up in the top that just sits there, and I'd want to play it quietly so it's not taking over the mix. But yeah, that's briefly anyway, Steve, creating layers, just overdubbing and just making sure that there's space in that mix, that it's not just all guitar chords in this same space. Grimschlag Bossa, yeah. I get a sense of what you're creating in terms of the feel. I think I'm curious. I'm curious to hear what you're doing, to be honest, as well, and I'm curious to listen to the tune and have a play. How about some cool blues like Stormy Monday using a looper and some harmonies? I don't know it. Sorry to say. But yes, there's so many great things that we can create and play around with. And honestly, a lot of the fun of looping for me is creating something simple and then being able to just use this as a chance to enjoy, noodle, I'll be quite happily entertained, noodling and playing like this for ages. So I mean, it's a fun game. It's a fun game indeed. Anyway, thank you everybody, and I appreciate your questions. I will be on a Tuesday night. We'll have a bit of fun. Every week's just going to be a little bit different, and it really is a chance. If you've got questions, save them for next week, or send me a link. There's a link to the website down below this stream. So thanks for coming and hanging out. Nice to say hi, and we'll see you next week. And at some stage when I'm not playing shows, there'll be a bunch of videos that are sitting in the background, waiting to come and join you on the channel. So, Carl, that's what's happening today. We're just like singing about shaving, you know. I'm just gonna sing about don't cut yourself, bro. You know what? I actually like soloing ideas where it's like, forget about the notes. I'm just gonna do like soloing like a risky shave. Alright, anyway, thanks everybody. This has been fun. Nice to say hi, nice to see you all. I hope you're having fun playing, looping, creating, and enjoying life in general. And we will see you on another stream soon.